Are you currently riding the perimenopause roller coaster? First of all, I want you to know that you are not alone. But if you're ready for this journey to feel smoother with fewer dips into the dumpster, you are in the right place. Perimenopause feels like a roller coaster because your sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone, are fluctuating more often. They're no longer following that gradual rise and fall of estrogen over 2 to 3 weeks, then the gradual rise and fall of progesterone over the next 1 to 2. Nope, you are on a freaking ride. Hot flashes, low moods, night sweats, no libido, spotting, the list goes on. So let's start cleaning all that up by emptying your toxic cup. When you do, you're gonna help support your sex hormones so you can start feeling better, maybe even normal again, and smooth out this wild ride called perimenopause. My husband's uncle shared his concept of the toxic cup with me years ago. You might have heard me talk about it before, but if not, here it is. We all start life with an empty toxic cup. Over time, that cup slowly fills with everything that we put in and on our bodies. So what we eat, our stress levels, our sleep quality, chemicals from beauty products, cleaning supplies, all of it. And when that toxic cup is nearing overflow, our bodies let us know. We start feeling it as inflammation, stubborn weight, fatigue, mood swings, you name it. And if you continue along that same path without taking the steps to empty that toxic cup, it's gonna overflow. And conditions like insulin resistance, diabetes, thyroid issues, PCOS, and autoimmune diseases can start showing up. Now here's how your toxic cup ties into your hormones and their hierarchy. I'm gonna nerd out a bit here, so just stay with me. Third from the top of the hierarchy is insulin. Your insulin levels are affected by your blood sugar levels. These levels are affected by what and when you eat. So when your insulin levels are high, like after eating a high carb, highly processed meal or eating late at night, it can throw off your sex hormones, especially estrogen. But the beautiful thing is you can start emptying that cup now. And when you do, you're also supporting your hormones from the top down so you can start feeling your best. Here are the 4 things I tell every woman to start with. 1, eat more whole foods. Whole foods are so important, especially for women and especially for women going through perimenopause, for so many reasons. The first is because whole foods don't spike your blood sugar like processed foods. The fiber in the whole foods slows down digestion, which also slows down your blood sugar spike. That means lower insulin levels. Lower insulin levels result in insulin sensitivity instead of insulin resistance. Check out this short video where I break down the two. Now, when you're insulin sensitive, your body isn't trying to store excess insulin, which means it's not packing on fat. Now, when your blood sugar stays steady by eating fruits, vegetables, and natural carbs, your insulin stays steady. And when your insulin is steady, your sex hormones, especially estrogen, can do her job. So that means you get to feel your best. Now, estrogen is the most sensitive to insulin. She prefers a lower blood sugar, which means lower insulin levels. So if you want all the benefits of estrogen, high energy, the ability to burn fat, stronger hair and nails, glowing skin, and the drive to connect and socialize with others, support her by eating whole foods. Whole foods also help lower your toxic load because they're packed with micronutrients, like all those vitamins you see listed on your multivitamin. And fiber that supports your gut. Check out this short gut supporting video. And your overall health. If you look at anything that's processed or packaged, it most likely has a long list of ingredients. Those ingredients are shelf stabilizers, color enhancers, and texture enhancers, chemicals that wreak havoc on our body, causing weight gain, throwing off your hormones, and filling your toxic cup. And they're not there for your health, they're there for profit. I've heard so many people who cut out gluten or processed foods and they saw huge improvements in their health, especially autoimmune diseases that they were told were incurable. So if you have bread that's been sitting on your counter for a week or more and there's no mold on it, take a look at that ingredient list. It's probably pretty long and full of all sorts of crap. And then toss that bread right into the trash can. Here's the thing, you're not gonna starve without bread, muffins, donuts. Those are just fillers. There are so many other delicious, satisfying swaps. Our go-to is rice. Make a rice bowl. Throw cooked rice in a bowl, top it with sauteed veggies and your protein of choice, done. Potatoes, make a hash bowl or a big batch of mashed so you can reuse them for breakfast. Crisp them into potato pancakes and top them with eggs. Oh, love it. Veggies, the best filler for every meal and snack. Carrots, celery, cucumbers with hummus, hit that crunchy craving. And if you're thinking, how am I gonna eat my burger? We just use cabbage leaves or lettuce as the bun. This allows us to feel better at the end of each meal and eat all those delicious French fries. Fruit makes a great dessert or a quick energy boost. I love bananas, apples, and lately kiwis. You just cut in half and scoop. All right, the second is fasting strategically. Fasting isn't about starving yourself. It's about giving your body time to reset and clean house. Think about it. If your body is always digesting food, it doesn't have time to heal itself. And I truly believe our bodies are miraculously good at healing. Did you know that not eating for 17 hours, say you finish dinner at 6 p.m., you don't eat again until 1 p.m. the next day, allows your cells to clean themselves from the inside out? They clear out dead or damaged parts of your cells, so your cells are actually functioning better. How freaking cool is that? And if you do longer fasts, 36 to 72 hours or more, your body can regenerate and rejuvenate stem cells. Those are the special cells that transform into whatever your body needs to repair itself. So fasting allows your body to heal itself. It also lowers your blood sugar because there's no food coming in, which helps your body become more insulin sensitive, which is what we all want. So that means that you're moving further away from things that we all want to avoid, like diabetes, weight gain, and dementia. And since estrogen loves a lower blood sugar, you're going to support her too, which means you're going to reap all of her benefits and you're going to smooth out that perimenopause roller coaster. Fasting also helps your body create ketones, the breakdown of fat for energy. So think of fasting as pulling your fat out of storage and using it to give you energy. You know what else loves ketones? Your brain. When your brain runs on ketones, you have more focus, better memory, and less brain fog. All wins on this journey, right? So, how to do it? Add 1 extra hour a day of not eating until you can comfortably go from dinner to dinner, so a 24-hour fast, because that's when the weight starts to really come off. Your brain's gonna get that ketone boost and your hormones start thriving. Choose days that you know that you're gonna be busy. That way, when hunger comes, you're gonna be too focused and way too busy to even notice. And don't forget, if you still have a cycle, avoid fasting the week before your period. That's when your body needs more nourishment, so actually more carbs, more rest, and less stress. Fasting releases cortisol, which progesterone can't handle. Her sister estrogen can, so that's why we're doing it at this time. So just make sure that you skip fasting the week before your period. And the third thing, move regularly. Movement is an easy way to detox your body and your brain. Sweating helps empty your toxic cup. Getting your heart rate up makes your heart work harder in a good way, pumping more blood to your brain, your muscles, and your extremities, helping your body detox naturally and leaving you feeling more alive. And that's because when you move your body, you release multiple feel-good hormones like serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, so you're gonna feel better. It's unavoidable. Now going back to the hormonal hierarchy, oxytocin sits at the top. So when you release her through movement and connecting with others, you stop cortisol, your stress hormone, right in her tracks. When cortisol isn't spiking all over the place, your body stops holding onto fat for survival and it finally starts using it for energy, making weight loss easier. Now below cortisol is insulin, and you know how insulin affects your sex hormones. So when you move your body, you're setting your entire hormonal system up for success. So how to do it? Well, if it's been a while, start small. Take the stairs whenever you see them. Do a few squats at your desk throughout the day. Do calf raises while you're brushing your teeth. And if you're ready for more, try this short beginner workout. You can come back to it later. And if you want to get outside, start with a small hike. I use the app All Trails. It's the best hiking app for your area because it gives you all the information that you need to know. Walking has so many benefits and it's a natural movement that we only get better at by doing more of it. So don't lose it. And the last is to reset your stress. Here's one that often gets overlooked, but it might be the most powerful. Chronic stress keeps your cortisol elevated, and high cortisol means that your body is stuck in survival mode, causing your body to hold on to fat, it's disrupting your sleep, and it's throwing off all the hormones below it, so insulin and your sex hormones. And it helps keep that toxic cup full. Because it's second from the top of the hormonal hierarchy, anything below it gets affected by high levels of cortisol. So here's some simple ways to start resetting your stress daily. Say no more often. Protecting your time and your energy is not selfish. It's essential for your hormone health. Look at your schedule. Do you have to do that today? Do you have to do that thing tomorrow? When you're asked to add something to your schedule, is that supporting you or is it spreading you too thin? And I get it. It feels good to be a yes person, but not at the expense of your health. Take regular breaks. Even 2 to 5 minutes is beneficial. Sit in silence in your car, close your eyes at your desk, or step outside for a breath of fresh air. When I was a nurse, I used to close myself on a toilet stall for 2 to 5 minutes just to get back to normal with some deep, slow breaths. Connect with yourself or loved ones. Oxytocin is your connection hormone. She's at the top of the hormonal hierarchy. And like I said earlier, she stops cortisol in her tracks. So call a loved one, go for a 10-minute walk, hug your partner, pet your pup, snuggle your kiddo. And if you don't feel like doing any of that, just rub your arms. That still releases oxytocin and stops cortisol pretty quickly. And the last is prioritize quality sleep. Sleep is when your body repairs, detoxes, and resets your hormones. It's a non-negotiable if you want to feel your best. I'm sure you've heard this before, but shut off your devices at least 30 minutes before your head hits that pillow. Read a book instead. Eat when the sun is still up. This will allow your blood sugar to come down and your melatonin to come up so that you're able to fall asleep easier. And come up with a bedtime routine. We do that for our kids, so do the same for yourself. You know that it's beneficial. So you're gonna show up better for you and your family when you're well rested. So when you actively calm cortisol down, it creates space for insulin to do its job and for your sex hormones to thrive. So that means you're going to feel more grounded, calm, and capable. This huge but simple shift ripples down the entire hormonal hierarchy. So these 4 things, eating whole foods, fasting strategically, moving regularly, and resetting your stress all work together to empty your toxic cup and rebuild your hormonal hierarchy from the top down. When you do that, your perimenopause journey becomes so much smoother. You're going to have more energy, clearer moods, and a body that finally feels like it's working with you again instead of against you. Perimenopause isn't supposed to be punishment, it's communication. It's your body letting you know what it needs. So support your body, support your hormones, and she's going to support you right back. If you haven't had time to watch my full Toxic Cup video yet, check that out next. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my step-by-step breakdown of the hormonal hierarchy video, and follow me for more simple ways to support your hormones without overhauling your entire life. Here's to happy hormones, feeling amazing in your body, and loving your life.